Now, Diode Dynamics has been creating some of the best lighting options for your off-road, your on-road, any vehicle that needs more lighting, which is everyone on the market. In today's video though, we are going to be installing the SS5 Sport Spotlight kit with their cowl brackets onto the corners. Now we're going to be putting this on the cowl because I wanted some extra lighting up there, and I went with a spot pattern so it would shoot further down the trail. I like spot patterns up higher, that way you don't have as much refraction and light on the hood when it bounces off. So if you guys know what I mean, if you put pods up on your pillar there and then turn them on, if they're a flood pattern, your entire hood might blind you when that hits and reflects off of it. So these are a spot pattern, they're going to be shooting further down the road, and the reason I chose that was just because what I said, and also I want to be able to shoot further down on some of those longer treks. Now I did go with their cowl bracket light mounting kit, that way we can put it nice and tucked up there, as well as it does give me the option to mount other lights, which I've got a ton of Diode Dynamics lights sitting around, so who knows how many I decide to install. These are backlit with 9 different colors and you can easily change them. So I do have this one out here. This is the spot pattern on here, so you can see that it is much clearer. And I've also believed that Diode Dynamics created their new laser series light, which actually has a little bit of red and shoots even more direct of a beam. But we can put this right next to the combo and you can easily see the difference there in the lighting pattern, and that's why I chose the spot for up top. So let's get this one installed and see how it matches up. As you saw in the last video, we did install the SS5 Crosslink Grille light bar. Now it is time for our Spotlight SS5s that are going to go up on the cowl bracket. Now I am inside, it's a little bit chilly out there right now, and what we're going to be doing is just kind of getting these assembled. So if you guys look, we're going to get this completely bolted up so you'll be able to still pivot them. But we do this inside, get all the boxes and brackets out, that way we can go right out and get these installed. So to assemble these, you're first going to want to put on there's a little filler plug or a filler threaded piece. This is the top of the light. They want you to put it right here at the bottom hole. That way moisture and debris doesn't get in there. So we're going to use our Allen key. And you don't have to go crazy tight. That's just literally to fill it up. So we're going to put one in there, flip it over, make sure we have the bottom one, and then put the second one in there as well. That's just to keep the threads clean. In case we ever have to pull these off and maybe we add them to a Crosslink or something. So I'm getting the bottom of the cube bracket assembled. They're going to use a carriage bolt that comes through the top, washer, lock washer, then just a standard nut. Now when you go to assemble these, you're going to want it to look just like so. This is going to be facing kind of tilted towards the front, and then this will bolt right into that middle and top bolt, and then give you some adjustability. Sorry, I know that was loud for you. Just my birthday weekend, and you just ruined it completely. So. All right, so those go into the middle there. You put a little washer, and then on the top, same thing. Grab another Allen cap screw, put a little washer, and these are going to be a 4mm. So see, you have a little bit of adjustability when it comes to the lean. So you got a single bolt there, and then adjustability on the top. We're going to leave these both just kind of loose, but snugged up so it's not flopping all over the place, but still that we can kind of twist it to get this through. So there you have it. Do the same on the other side. And then do the same for the other one. We got the Spotlight configuration for these lights, so I'm really excited to partner that up with the Crosslink we have on the front because that thing is insanely bright. So I did want to mention also that Diode Dynamics, I know I mentioned it in one of the videos, that they hooked us up with the SS5 LED covers. Now what's nice about this is we got a set of the black covers, and then we also got a set of the amber. When you're driving around and you don't plan on using these at all, you can protect your investment, throw them over here, because you'd rather damage this than this very expensive SS5 lens. I would much rather have a rock fly up, hit this, or hit the amber lens than to damage the light itself, because then I have to rip it apart, get a new lens, and it's just not fun. So to get the brackets installed, all that you have to do is remove these 3 bolts. So 1, 2, and 3. And then what we're probably going to do is be able to feed or fish the wiring down through this section. I might actually pull this off and run the wiring first and then get this installed. But to remove it, just pull these 3 bolts off. 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to use the provided OEM style and the 3 spacers. So let's get this pulled off. All right, guys, so you're going to put the 2 larger of the spacers up top and then the shorter one on the side here. Now what we're going to do after that is we're going to grab all 3 of the new bolts and install those with the bracket on. Oh, look who pulled up. It's Pops. He's putting his face off camera. He's shy. He's also wanted in 4 countries. Here we've got, this is one thing I always say I like Diode Dynamics. This is the included bolt, and then that's the factory. If you guys look at these, look at how identical they look. Like, that's what I like to see. I don't like to see the just standard run-of-the-mill tractor supply bolts. They literally have the exact same style, but just a little bit longer to match up with those spacers. This is really sick and I love to see it. Let's see if we can align all this at once. So we've got all of them started. Now we're gonna tighten down, same T40 Torx bit to get all of this mounted up. And I have actually like been underneath this cowl panel. The thread that this goes into isn't the most secure standoff, so you don't need to go crazy ugly on these. Remember, you have 3 bolts and this giant bracket that's probably out of, I mean, almost 3/16 steel. It's probably 1/8 inch steel. Get those top 2 tight, and then we will get the side one on. And this is going to be nice too, because we can get our SS5 up here. And I was showing Ryan off camera, I might run one of their like C2, SSC2 like little pods on the side here that'll face down. So when we're out on the trail, if we need to see what's going on outside the door before we jump out, or if there's an obstacle, that'll shine right down to it. And they've got holes everywhere. They got one here, and then the entire top is slatted, so we can put everything in there. So the one thing I did notice also is that we did have to remove the cowl panel to get the wiring to come up. I was wondering if we could fish it up through this little exit point, but we can't, so we pulled the cowl off. It's just 1 extra bolt, so do that before you get the bracket on, that way you don't have to pull it all off. And then that's what I always mention. I like the fact that Diode has this connector in the back of the light, because if not, we might have like 6 inches here and then have a connector here and not be able to stuff it through. So with this, it's just gonna sit right like so, gonna pop up through, and then we're gonna have plenty to connect it, and then we can fish the rest and do the wiring. All right guys, well we just wrapped up the installation of the Diode Dynamics SS5 light kit on the cowl of this Jeep Wrangler. Now I'm absolutely thrilled with the way they look. The wiring is extremely easy to do. The best part about these is that I chose the spot pattern, meaning that it's gonna shoot much farther down. I'm not gonna get a lot of reflection off of the hood, and it's gonna pair up very nicely to that SS5 Crosslink. Now the install is super simple with the included brackets, the OEM style hardware, and the harness that you can get with these. I'm thrilled to have them on here, and I'm extremely gracious and grateful to Diode Dynamics for hooking up this channel and giving us such a great product. If you guys are interested in ordering these lights or any other lights from Diode Dynamics, make sure to check them out, because I've been running them for years and I cannot say more positive things about them. They look killer on this Jeep, and I cannot wait to do a full nighttime driving review with all of the LEDs on. We're gonna do a full one with drones, all sorts of shots, try and get out there really in the field, in some tight areas, in some open areas, and see how all of this looks together. Until next time though, I'm Matt with Dirt Road CRED. Get out there and earn yours.